Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Hi, everyone. Wow. Today was major technical issue day. So I'm so sorry about the delay. We're 45-minute delay today. We just found out that my team didn't set up the actual event for you guys to register for today. So probably many of you are looking for the registration page, or you guys are looking for how to access the Zoom. And we literally didn't even have that set up until just now. So I'm so sorry. Hello, everybody. On YouTube, I hope you can hear me now. Hello, Angela. Hello, Brown Dwarf, Mary Lena, Camille, um, Brave Seal, Brown Dwarf, Mafona. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my Zoom members. Doug, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and add the invite for the Zoom, so you guys can go ahead and join us on Zoom if you would like to participate. I'm going to put that in the chat here in the YouTube chat. And then please do share. And I actually really want to ask you something. I want to ask if you guys see little clips that you enjoy from the topics that I'm sharing with you. If you guys would like to record, share, and tag them on me, tag me on them, that would be really awesome. I am trying to create little reels of the work that I'm doing, and maybe sharing like key points. So if you guys see something that or hear something that you really like, I would love for you to share that and tag me, because I know some of you record the sessions, and that would be really cool. So just if you record and if you share something, tag me on it so that I can reshare. Okay, and I'll tag you. Okay, let's get started, because boy, are we running behind schedule here. So my team is going to be setting up the events moving forward. So they're going to be adding the link for you to join every week in the Zoom. Let me come over here to those of you that are on Meetup. We have a huge family on Meetup, and I want to make sure that you guys get the link to join us. So let me go ahead and add that link here. Thanks for your patience, guys. Appreciate it so much. And Meetup is driving me bananas because it doesn't let me message you guys. So let's see if I can do that. Let me reply here. I see Sophia on the let's see. Hold on a second, guys. I need to send this out to people, make sure that they have it, because people are looking for the link here. So how's everybody doing? How was your day? How's everything going? I hope you guys are having an incredible day. How has your meditation been since yesterday? Go ahead and put in your questions so that we can get started and start answering those questions. And we will go from there. Okay, I don't know. We're just going to stick it there. All right, guys. So if you guys are a Meetup, just know that anytime you can come here to the YouTube and you can join, and you can also use the Zoom. Okay, the Zoom link is right there. All right. Okay, love you guys. Welcome. Let's get started. Today we have a major topic that I want to talk to you about that's important in regards to the ego death. We were going to talk about that today, and there were some main points that came up in meditation and some sessions that I've been doing. So I want to kind of touch on those, okay? There were some very interesting questions from yesterday. Okay. Yeah, so the number one thing that's coming up that I wanted to address in regards to the ego death, why is ego death so important in this process? And when we talk about ego death, we don't want to think of it as something, horrible or terrible that's happening. what it means for the ego death is essentially the part of us that is wounded, to let go of the limited perception that causes the wounding. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. When we can't let go of that limited perception, again, it becomes a point of reference for us and we keep coming back to it. But what's really going to be highlighted this month is that, and we've been talking about this for the past year, but the crystallization of these emotions into the physical are now causing ailments, physical ailments to flare up, to cause pain, to trigger pains in the body. So a lot of people that I'm working with now are messaging me all week, like, Geraldine, I'm having severe pains. Body parts are flaring up. What do I do with this pain? So one of the things that I want to talk about today is that how to heal the body essentially when we are going through these traumatic apex points of ascension. Because what happens in apex points of ascension, everything that we haven't addressed comes to the peak point of its, or I should say, the lowest point of its vibrational resonance. Okay. And so that causes the crystallization to create blockages in the energetic field that then cause pain. So anywhere in the physical body that is beginning to cause ailments, those have to be addressed. And I want to share my screen with you to take a look just really quickly at this figure, okay, looking at the multidimensional body. Taking a look at how the runways of energy function in the body, okay? Every single point of your body, and these are just the meridian lines from the acupuncture meridian lines, but these runways of energy are also creating a system in which energy is moving through the body. Okay. And in the same way that energy is moving through the body, our DNA is self-organizing information that we utilize to heal the body. So if any of these points become stuck. What does it mean to become stuck? It means that the process of the vortexes that are created here in these points, they might be moving counterclockwise or clockwise, depending on the information. Now let's revisit how information moves essentially through the body. When we are moving towards the left side of the body, this is the feminine. Okay, it is needing to nourish, it is needing replenishment, it is needing to heal, it is needing nourishment is really the best term to utilize in that healing process. When we are spinning the energy, any part of our body is spinning to the right, it is needing to release. It is a request for detoxification. It is a request for releasing stagnant energy lines in the body. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to your body. And essentially, the way that the energy moves through the body is going to be like a snake-like, or I guess a braiding of energy through the body that intertwines the energy in a manner that it is moving through feminine and masculine energy simultaneously. Okay, so remember the feminine and masculine aspect of our physical bodies. When these are not just archetypes or sex. This is life force, the way life force is expressed in the body, feminine and masculine energy. And when any of these thought forms, okay, let's come over here, unhealthy feminine, somebody that is uncaring, selfish, greedy, interfering, okay, pay close attention to these thought forms, because these thought forms, when they manifest in our everyday experiences, when they are triggered and cause us to express them out, it's telling you how to heal it. It tells you in the expression of the suffering and pain, you learn how to heal your body as well. The secret is there, okay? That's how organized, I guess you can say, this expression of life force is. And those that sit in stillness, those that are quiet and observe these patterns of expression, of your body can very easily understand how to work with that information and how to reverse how we got to an imbalanced state, bring it back into balance. Okay, so any of these imbalanced manifestations of either feminine or masculine energy manifest emotionally and physically in the body. How do they manifest physically? They manifest physically by, again, blocking the runway, the toroidal movement of life force through the body in a way that suppresses and breaks down the field. So here is the heart chakra, right? So this is the heart chakra. And this individual here is expanding and has healed the field of the heart chakra. And it's a complete little egg around them, solid, no holes. Now, when the person incurs a heartbreak or severe disappointment, for example, what you're going to notice, depending on what was triggered by the experience. So let's say this is a man in this picture, I think. So let's say this individual had a heartbreak with a partner, and the lack of exchange was that there wasn't enough compassion and nurturing in that relationship. How that will manifest in this physical body of the individual, there will be a giant hole, there will be a gap here within the upper left quadrant of the field of the fourth dimensional plane. Okay, and don't get overwhelmed with these, with trying to figure out the exact location and form. All of this is easy for you to identify through the physical body by following the emotion. Okay, when you follow the emotion in the body, your body will tell you what part is contracting, and that's where we want to repair. So in order to repair the body, we can do it two ways. The long-standing way, the long transformation, the alchemization of this healing is when you alchemize, you literally create mutations in your DNA through prolonged and repetitive alchemization of low frequency emotions into high. Okay, so that actually will create a reprogramming of your subconscious mind because you are alchemizing the thought form. Okay, and that will repair the field for a long, long time until or if you repeat the pattern or you lose consciousness, go back into a low state and are triggered again by that subconscious belief. So that's why the alchemization process of emotions is a very delicate process that has many layers. That's another thing I want to make sure you understand. When we alchemize an emotion, because of the nature of the complexities of our experiences, and because we are here to experience is the key. And we are able to experience things in many different ways. For example, combining different fruits gives you different flavors. There's infinite combinations that you can experience a strawberry, okay? You can combine it with different things. Things will enhance its flavor different ways. This is the same way that we are invited as human organisms to experience the physical plane, 3D, through the plethora of life experiences that we might have. And so what that means is that we are going to, healing is an ascension. It's called ascension because when you heal a thought form through these layers, through these many layers, you are ascending from one vibrational perspective, one flavor of that strawberry. Let's just give you this little image that one trauma is a strawberry, and that you're going to try this trauma. You're going to heal the trauma through the many layers as you raise through the octaves. So if the trauma here is the abandonment of the self, you're going to learn how to not abandon yourself through different octaves, through different perspectives. In the same way that we look at how these concepts are organized within the body through vibrational frequency, we are unpacking those programs that are embedded in the subconscious mind and in the body. So this is why what healing is a continual thing. It's not a one-stop shop. You don't go to a healer and they heal you forever. Unless you access and alchemize the belief system, you will keep repeating. Okay. And this, when we talk about the DNA, the genetic aspect of it, the trauma is embedded in the DNA code, right? And so unless we alchemize that, we repeat our parents' traumas, our grandparents' traumas, collective traumas. We repeat collective traumas and social engineering and inputs of indoctrination and false thinking. And the majority of these false programs in the matrix in which we exist are the manipulation of these dualistic concepts. We become so inverted in the way that we connect with our body, the way we see the world, that we don't even know what's up and down. We don't know what's right, what's wrong. And what I mean by right is wrong, we don't know what it means to be balanced or out of balance. We get confused. So there is no right and wrong, but there is balance and unbalance. So I want you to start thinking about that. When you think about the triggers that start coming up for you, and when you catch yourself judging the things that you're doing, what will be the most compassionate way to address it is by asking, is this the most balanced way that I can express this or embody this or experience this? Or is there a more balanced way? Okay. And that will immediately force you to observe these dualistic energies that begin to come up in these experiences. Okay. So if we're in a constant state of blame, for example, you know, what is happening there? We are completely releasing our power to the external, saying the external has more power. When you shift that, the masculine comes into play. Okay. So now you feel grounded in your body. You begin to embody a strength, an empowerment, a self-empowerment. And these psycho-emotional thought forms change the form of your multidimensional body. Okay. So the more that we embody these balanced perspectives, okay, look at those balanced perspectives of the healthy masculine and the healthy feminine, we are able to maintain health in the body. This is health right here. This is well-being. And it's the same with pain, that the body is made up of energy points in the body, that when we don't process these thought forms, it causes pain. Okay. Hold on, I have another image that I want to share with you, but I don't think it's in this slide. Okay, so pain occurs when the energy isn't flowing through the body fluidly. When we can't enter into 0 point and we're stuck in a perpetual cycle of judgment, okay, we cause blockages in the way energy moves through the body, which creates suffering and pain and illness. Okay, so this is super important. 3 main points that I want you to work on activating this month: perineum gateway, chakra between the heart and the solar plexus. I call it the chakra of unconditional love. It's the integration of the higher, the lower, the mid dantian, and your crown. These 3 systems, we are going to work on unblocking today. Okay, because without the unblocking of these main systems, as you can see, life force cannot move through the body. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this conversation, the way that energy spins in these parts of our body will define the way that we are moving energy. So when all of the layers of your body are expanded, whole, and complete, okay, this is one layer. This is an example of one layer of your body. It can be the root, the sacral, solar. Every single layer of your body looks like this. Every chakra looks like this. So when this layers are filled with tears and missing parts, the body cannot heal. So in order to heal your body immediately, and it's really powerful, really amazing how this works. Every time that I begin to get sick, whether it's something that happens, it can be stomach flu, you ate something bad. Couple of weeks ago, I went to somewhere and I ate something, and boy, it just started to make me feel sick so quickly. And immediately, you know, uh, why I was in alignment with that stomach sickness at that time is because there's a subconscious feeling of disempowerment, weakness, and not being empowered in some way. Okay, so please understand that events that happen to us are never random, never. Even if it's you go to a random restaurant, you eat something, you get sick, you were in alignment with the vibrational frequency of that food. And another person could eat the same thing you're eating and not get sick. This is why I'm telling you that we manifest illness in our body. Okay, so we need to get to the root of the thought immediately to be able to move it. So when I look at my multidimensional body, when I was going through this little sickness, I discovered the third layer of my body had a huge opening here, a gap in the front of the body, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. Take a look at the back of this toroidal field by the shins and the calves, completely open all the way around here. Okay. And so what happens essentially is that immediately when I started to heal that, okay, so imagine the tear all through here. When I immediately started to go into that hole, that tear, and sit with the stagnation that was there was a lot of stagnation there. I was able to uncover this emotional thoughts. And it was a tiny little memory that came up triggered by a train station. Okay, I saw the entry of a train station and I remembered my days at college in San Francisco. And it was a time where I felt very lonely and very, I wasn't fitting into my college because I went to an interior and architectural design school. Every individual in that school was very focused on the material and it felt very empty and disconnected. So it triggered that emotion because I was reliving that same pattern on a higher octave now. Okay, the program that as a spiritual being, you become isolated. You can't relate to normal people anymore. You want to have community, you want to have connection, and it feels you have the illusion that you can't. So do you see how we progressed from the college days until now? I want you to pay attention to your life when you become triggered with things, because you're going to notice these patterns. And this hole that's here is the same hole that existed then. Okay. So as I went back and began to readdress and readjust the thought form, immediately the heaviness in this space began to dissipate and I could repair the field. Okay. So, and what happened as a result of that? Immediately, the sickness that probably would, for somebody, maybe they would have been in the restroom for some time. It was an actual stomach food poisoning. Okay. So as soon as I did that, all of the physical symptoms, the nausea, the feeling of the loose tummy completely stopped. Okay, so what I'm sharing with you, it's not a conceptual thing. It's an actual active healing of the field in vivo with your life. And this is why this stuff is so important and so powerful. And the other thing that I want to mention to you, that the healing work that we do in the physical body is not just electrophysical. It's biochemical and psychological, okay? Because you are immediately in vivo reprogramming those root programs. So this is why I'm telling you that you can heal your body. You can heal your body in whatever you're experiencing. And the root will have a somatic core. It'll have a somatic root. So this energy of this month, and the challenge of this month is to strengthen the connection between mind, body, and the awareness of your field, the sensitivity of your field. Okay. Are you aware of your field and the expansiveness? Are you aware of the holes in your space? I want you to activate this higher faculty so that you can see it and actively work in there. Okay. So let me open up the floor for some questions, and then we're gonna jump right into the practice. How's everybody doing? Let me come into the chat here. I'm going to go wow, so many people. Welcome, welcome, YouTubers. Welcome to everybody that joined me on the Zoom. You guys can please feel free to unmute yourself, welcome yourself. Tell me, come on in, ask your questions. Go ahead, Linda. Come on in, love.
Hello, I just wanted to ask quite maybe the opposite question from, the struggles, because I think it's a positive thing, but I would like your explanation. I have lots of what you described, but at the same time, I feel in the back of my spine, well, spine is in the back, or sometimes in the front, really the shivering, but it's very pleasant. And I would call it kind of like a roused feeling, the orgasmic. I don't know how else to describe it. It's super pleasant. So, but it doesn't go high. Well, it started, I would feel it months ago all the way up to my head, but then it wouldn't feel in around my head the same way as around my spine. But now since I started working with the shadows, it only comes to like the root, maybe sacral. And then maybe this week, it went all the way up again to my like heart chakra. So I'm not sure if that's something we call Kundalini, or, I'm not sure how to work with that so it can actually make more work for me.
Yes, excellent question. So couple questions. Are you alchemizing your sexual energy?
I'm not sure. I just do the meditations with you, and then also I use it outside, like, not just with you along with the video, but every day. And so I'm not sure what would that be, alchemizing the sexual energy.
Did you join us for our alchemization challenge by chance?
Yes.
So you did those practices, yeah?
Yes.
When did this start?
So it started by itself in sauna, actually. When I feel heat, it starts right away.
How long ago?
In May.
Okay.
And then it stopped when I started doing the shadow work. It stopped, and then it started now again, February.
Okay, so there's a couple things here. There's okay, so the alchemization process of energy, okay, alchemizing sexual energy will ignite sensations like this. But there's another overlay that I see specifically for you, Linda, and it's a memory, a childhood memory, and something is being released from the sexual organs, okay, the sexual organs that are behind the spine, like right at the root there, at the very top of the womb that connects here.
Yes.
Yeah, so right there, there's a memory that's being released here.
But I don't know which one. Like, I'm not aware at all.
Yeah, so the memory that I see, I mean, I go into the detail, but I will tell you the main theme of it. And the theme has to do with both abandonment and also anytime that boundaries were crossed, and they could be sexual boundaries were crossed. Okay, so I just want you to spend time, take a look and see if you might have any of memories like this in your past. But that's the one that's kind of coming up to be healed now. What's
Okay.
on the other side of that is a Kundalini awakening, essentially. But what does that mean? Okay, it means the liberation of your creative expansion.
Hmm.
Because right now it's like we're creating and we're working in this level, but there's a little tiny disconnect between really just coming into massive flow, free flowing. There's still an element that wants to control some of that creativity, and that's as a result of this boundary crossing in which we felt abandoned. So it's almost like the shadow self, the highest self, is feeling that they they can't quite come into their most powerful expression. So I just want you to look at those relationships and heal that thought that's there, primarily in the fourth, third, and 13th layer of your body. Um, but you know what? Also in the eighth, because this is blocking the creation body. Let me just show you something. This thought form, focus here in the root, the solar plexus, and up here in the eighth. Okay, how that will look in the multidimensional body is that, let me find my layers of my bodies here. Okay, right here. So if you imagine this net field of your body, every single one of these little crisscross black lines creates a point. And what's happening is that something wants to be released from the root back. So when you address that thought form, it will immediately allow the root primal energy to rise up the spine energetically and link up with the crown chakra. So you're going to be clearing the first, the fourth, and the 13th dimensional layer, as well as the eighth. The eighth is going to be the last one because that's the one that will open up the runway for source to move through your body. Okay, so take a look at your field when you're in meditation, especially today. I want you to look at these layers that I named out for you and completely bring them into a repair. And what will happen is that it will allow that the nice feeling that's coming up will expand. And when that does happen, I don't want you to feel scared or kind of like, what is this? I want you to allow yourself to release completely to that. When you feel that pleasure feeling, with that buzzing feeling that you feel back there, it will have released completely. Don't hold on to anything. Release the abdomen muscles in the front, because sometimes we want to contract when we orgasm or when we're about to orgasm. But in this case, release. Okay. And it will actually create an even larger sensation in the body.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay. All right. You're welcome. All right. Any other questions in the group? Let me come over here. Hello, iPhone. Hello. Esperanza says, I started with a sharp pain in the right side of my back since yesterday. I have been able to walk straight. Don't know the reason for it. What could it be linked to? Okay, so this again is another part, and I want to stress. Linda was feeling a pleasure feeling, and still can have embedded memories, as you can see. Okay, everything that we feel is, when the body creates sensations, it's communicating. Okay, so pain is a communication. Okay, so we need to go to the pain, sit with the pain, and in the pain, describe the pain in emotions. And I want you to tell me what comes up, what emotions come up for you. This subtle ability is how we can train the body to open the language of the universe, which is frequency language. We make it tangible. We translate it into the English language or whatever language you speak. You translate it so that you can understand. Okay, so let me take a look here at the group. Anybody else have any questions? I'm going to go to the chat. Thank you so much for your amazing comments, everybody. I love all your messages. You guys are so wonderful. I'm just taking questions right now, making sure that okay, Claire has a question. Geraldine, during meditation, I lose consciousness for several hours. I cannot tell whether I'm blacked out or falling asleep. Would love to hear your advice. So Claire, specifically for you, it's too much yin energy, yin. Okay, yin energy, which means that we are releasing too much out of the body and not grounding and integrating. Okay, so what happens again with the body are we are a vortex. Okay, when we run energy through the body, we activate the vortices of our body. Okay, we begin to move the lower vortex and the upper vortex. But when you do this and you don't ground, it can create a disconnect. It's like too much energy coming in. And because we're not used to being in the physical body, we check out. And so that can cause sleeping, passing out, because we're actually not in the body. So I really want you to connect with the physical. I want you to, before you start doing more advanced techniques, to connect with your nervous system and to connect with the sensations that come up, heightening your senses. Notice emotions, notice the contraction of your muscles, notice the nervous system, and carefully ground yourself, connect with the earth, feel the rotation of the earth, and then slowly begin to feel your rotation. Okay, pay attention. Is it moving to the right or to the left? If you find that you're moving to the left, a lot of energy is releasing. So I want you to anchor a golden light into your body down to the center of the earth. And when we're running energy, I want you to use gold energy. We usually use green. I usually will instruct people to use green energy. But for people that are not in their bodies a lot, or for people that are very interdimensional all the time, earth energy can be too heavy for you. Okay, it can cause a disconnect. That's why. So we have to use a lighter frequency, a faster moving frequency, like gold. And gold energy from the earth, it's cosmic energy anyway. It's just a different range, different wave. And so when you pull gold energy from cosmos, gold energy from the earth, then it creates a more healing effect. Another tip, number 2, instead of using gold or green, pick one color that really represents the most healing frequency for you. So again, sit in meditation, close the first 3 chakras, open the top 3, go into reading state, and identify the color that represents most healing for you. Okay, and you are going to run energy with that color, because the reason why we leave our body is because we have a lot of trauma. So we have to soften the communication between the physical and the psychological aspects that are happening. And we do that with by neutralizing our energy. Okay. So as you create that heal, people that are very sick, people that are completely disconnected from the body, they can heal their body too with just frequency. Okay. They can heal, because healing is just a matter of putting the body back into balance. That's really all it is. We are actively conscious and we are looking for a higher ascension and sovereignty. So we want to do the deep work. But for people that are incredibly sick, they can also be healed just by the colors, by using color therapy. And it's already infusing information that they need to bring the body into balance. So in this case, this is what I would advise for you, okay? Question, I've been practicing semen retention for a little over a year. Sometimes I will have a wet dream and it feels like terrible the next day. I lose all my energy. How can I fix this? Okay, Jaden, so awesome question. And if you followed along with the alchemical transformation challenge, one of the very important points that I mentioned about semen retention or transmutation of sexual energy is that if you are not healing and deprogramming trauma from the body, holding that life force, that primordial life force in the body, can cause more harm and imbalance in your body than good. Okay, because your semen, that life force, is your DNA, which is packed with information. Okay, remember, this is the core primordial essence of your database. When we hold on to that information, we want to make sure that we're not holding on. In that substance is your suffering, your heavy emotions, your joyful emotions, histories of collective traumas. It's a vibrational frequency, what you're holding on to. Okay, so when you store a lot of that in your body, and it isn't the highest vibrational substance, it can bring the body out of balance. And what happens is that men end up having prostate issues and weakening their life force, because this amount of condensed energy in the body is basically turning into a blockage. Okay, so remember, everything is energy, so we have to be in a constant state of regeneration. If we're not regenerating our life force, we're creating stagnation. So it means that part number 2, every chakra has to be cleared before you do this retention work. Don't ever retain if you're angry, if you're upset, if you're frustrated, if you're lonely, if you're sad, if you're resentful, don't ever hold. Okay, that has to be transmuted first, because what's happening is that your energy center is expanded with this frequency, and you are eliminating this and sustaining something that needs to be transmuted first. Okay, so that primordial life force has to be purified, and it becomes purified with your emotional work. Okay, so this is my advice. And also there is only when you do this for the past year, are you doing it incrementally and then releasing after a certain amount of time? Okay, so the optimum length of retention is 30 days, but you have to build up to that. You have to build up to that. So practice, 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 release. Practice, 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 release, in addition to doing emotional healing. Okay, but in the beginning, you have to release, especially since you're just doing it for the year. Because if you're not releasing, there's an entire process that has to happen, that when the semen is retained and you're breathing from the testicles up the spine into the pineal gland, okay, there's a moment of crystallization that occurs over a 2-day period, okay, a 2-3 day period. And so that has to be a moment of rest and reconnection. And during that crystallization, that's where you create the chrism, or that oil of enlightenment, essentially. Okay, so in that process, you have to allow the circuit to allow that energy to circle through the body. Remember, tongue to the roof of the mouth, in order to open the channels of your body for regeneration. If you're not doing any of this, then this is why we're having this issue. So there could be many things. So I want you to just take those couple little suggestions. Let me know if they help you, okay? During a Kundalini awakening, I saw some members of my family as dangerous with reptilian overlays, and my entire environment was encouraging me to leave. That's all within me. It was scary. Yes, yes. And this is an interesting conversation that I will have about our alien DNA. You can call it alien DNA, or the results of activating your DNA, your holographic DNA. Okay, so you epigenetically store data from your everyday experience, but you're also experiencing out of body, and that information is also storing in your DNA epigenetically. Everything that you experience in dream time. Okay, and what you're experiencing in dream time will be the releasing and the activation of your holographic DNA, which is the alien or the DNA of the 8th to the 13th dimensional layers of your cell. Within those layers, there are different frequencies that you're going to be experiencing. Some of these can be reptilian, draconian. All of that is part of our makeup. Every single human on this planet has encoded within their construct these archetypal energy overlays. Okay, we're made up of all of it. So when you begin to uncover your reptilian layers, you're going to begin to see them in others. You're going to begin to identify in your family. And this is really powerful stuff, because the reptilian draconian overlays that are embedded within our genetic data are the most primal, survivalistic, separation, individualistic, suffering, pain, trauma that we hold in our history, not just individually, but collectively. So when this comes up for you to heal, we need to be able to transmute that lower programs. So let me make it quick for you. When you see the reptilian family members, at what point do you notice this reptilian coming out? The shape-shifting element is a very real, okay? And, you will see people and they will shapeshift. You will see the reptilian overlay within them. You will see angelic overlays over them. And what you're seeing is aspects of yourself being triggered. So I want you to notice the emotion that you're feeling in that moment and the events that's causing this overlay to emerge from this individual. Okay, it's encoded information for you. What is being triggered? And what do you need in order not to be triggered in that moment? Heal these parts of you that need to be healed. And what will happen is that you're not going to change anything external. They're still going to be reptilian, whatever it is, because they're everything, remember. But what you'll do is you will master when you get to trigger your reptilian aspects. And we have many. Remember that the reptilian draconian aspect is just an overlay of an archetype, one of many that we have in our bodies. Alexander says, what can cause blockages in the perineum? Sexual trauma, number one reason for blockage in the perineum. Okay. Programs of not being wanted at the time of birth. Okay. Very subtle. Even if it's like mom feeling like she's in survival mechanism, it's not safe to bring the child, that is embedded in the root and the perineum. Okay. And anything that has to do with your ability to manifest and create into the physical something. Those are the main programs that block the perineum. So those are the ones that I would observe. Thank you, Majakali. I'm having an amazing Sunday. Being here with you is my favorite thing to do. Let me see if I have any more questions that I missed. Anybody in the Zoom have any questions that they want to ask? Christina, starting out late in 2019, I began to get heat sensation near my right breast, but towards my armpit. It's very random and doesn't bring any discomfort. I have clear mammograms. Okay, well, I mean, this can be a number of things. I mean, it can be anything from gas to stagnation of emotions in the body. Okay. Heat is one of the most powerful ways that people that can't see or don't have a vision, but are more sensory, can heal their bodies. Okay. So when we have a accumulation of stagnant energy in the body, it'll be warm. It'll be very warm in that part of the body. So this is why Linda was talking about that warm little tingly sensation in the back. The heat is energy. Okay. So when we start feeling strong energy in the body, this is the ones that we want to focus on. Again, the part of the body that it's on, right or left, will tell you the root program. If it's on the left side of the body, it has to do with the divine feminine. And I will just put up this image again. You guys can screenshot it, or actually, I think these slides are on the website, so you can just grab them. But just as a reference point, when you're in meditation, which one of these programs are you holding on to? Which of these thought forms are running your subconscious mind? Okay, this is really important to look at. And that will tell you what is causing the heat in that part of your body. Corrine says, Dear Geraldine, I have found it difficult to move pain from the bones, especially in the rib cage. It seems like breathing through doesn't move the energy. Anything else I can do? Well, yes. And breathing is a technique to cope and regulate the body, from the pain, but we need to access the source of the pain. So why did we embody pain in the bones? Why are we holding on in the bones? And the bones is the crystallized system of the body. Okay, this is the bones store deep ancestral traumas that haven't been released. These are very old programs that we haven't released, but we have embodied, and we take it on as ourselves in this lifetime. Okay, so the question is, if you move into that pain, and I want you to begin in the pain again, make a list of the emotions that come up, and it will tell you what is there. There's going to be resentment, anger, and the kind of emotions that you're going to get are going to be very overwhelming. I want to tell you. They're going to be overwhelming because you're not only dealing with your own personal experiences that have solidified and crystallized in the bones, but things that you've inherited. Okay. So I want you to be very patient with yourself, that as you rebalance your perspective of these emotions that come up, that you always run energy to discard. And when you run energy, bring very soft yellow light, very soft yellow light in through the crown of your head to the cranium, and imagine that it's going in through the spinal cord and into the entire skeletal system. Very light yellow light. Okay, and you're going to keep your vortex spinning. And as you spin that vortex, imagine that these thought forms, once you have identified the root emotion that you're holding there in that pain, you're going to eliminate it down through the center vortex, the bottom vortex of your body. So as you push it out of the body, the pain out of the bones, imagine it's almost like your bones is like a tube, and from in the bones is eliminating these programs. Okay, you're going to fill your skeletal system with white and very light yellow light. You're going to infuse it into the bone system of the body. Okay, and into the nervous system. And for you, actually, it has to do with masculine imbalance. Okay, so where have we had to overcompensate the masculine in order to feel protected, in order to get things done in life? Think times when we felt abandoned from the masculine. Okay, so that's something that I would look at. It's a collective thing. Hi there. How do you know we are operating from our higher 9+ chakra centers? How do we discern if this is higher intelligence rather than ego? Okay, awesome question. How do you discern is that there is no emotional input. Okay, and I know that I've actually heard other healers focus on emotions as being your guidance system for discerning things. But there's a problem with this. We need to understand how emotions function. Emotions have many layers, and most of you are operating by the superficial emotions, which are response mechanisms that are reactions and are programs. And what happens is those are only halfway true emotions. Halfway true in the collective whole, okay? They are a result of your experiences through your life, through your traumas experiences, but they're not the whole truth. And what happens is that we manifest from that small perspective, and we can't get beyond our limitations. We keep repeating the same things. And the same thing happens when we enter into higher dimensions. We meet the same archetypes. It can be Arcturian archetype, but the message will be limited. It will have a cap on it. It will always only reach a certain level of consciousness. How do we transcend this? We transcend it by bringing the body into as 0 point as possible, which is why I advise to close the first 3 chakras. Okay, so as you're clearing and cleaning your chakras into 0 point, when you're in intuition, the body is completely calm when you're in a reading state. And when you start getting intuitive hits, there's no fear, there's no contraction of anxiety in the body, okay? Because that contraction of the body is an overlay of perception that can move you away from seeing truth. So be mindful. And it's the same thing for positive emotions. Some people think, oh, if I'm super happy all the time, I'm perfect, I'm in ascension. And that's not always true, okay? Those can be overlays of emotions that we hold on to. What matters is the subconscious mind. So if you're getting an intuitive hit or you're entering into a 9th dimension and you interact with something and it produces, this is a tricky subject, an orgasmic feeling, okay? There are entities that feed off this sexual energy, okay? Which is how the whole tantric movement was taken out of balance in the 70s, okay? Also, a lot of these alchemical practices were taken completely out of balance and maintaining people in the thinking that they have to cultivate orgasms consistently, you know, and the amount of life force that is depleted from the human by that sensory system is a depletion of its core primordial life force to the point where the human becomes weak and then develops illnesses. So we really need to understand what it means to balance the sensations of the body. And the reason why the ego death is important for this, because the ego always wants sensations, always wants to feel, to experience, to feel valid in that sensation system. So when we bring it to 0, you allow yourself to be life force. You are in the body, and the body is in the instrument of translating vibrational frequency. But the one that chooses is the source, which will choose beyond the ego of the self. It'll choose for the collective. And that's how you know that the information that you're interacting with is something of a high frequency. It won't interfere with another human being. It won't impose belief systems. It won't limit belief systems. Unconditional love is freedom, absolute freedom. Okay. So yeah, so that's the discernment, and making sure that the communications and expressions are collective. Okay. Pay attention to those. Yeah, you're doing amazing. All right, my loves, let's get into the meditation. Thank you for your amazing questions, as always. Thank you so much, Mariha, for that super chat. So generous of you. Thank you so much. Much love to you for that. Really helps me keep these free and open to everyone. All right, so let's get into our meditation. All right, let's start by inhaling deeply. And exhaling. With every breath you take, allowing yourself to come into a state of complete relaxation, complete calm. Bring the body into absolute stillness. Breathing deeply. With every breath you take, imagine that you're bringing white light over into this body, and every wave of white light that covers your body is releasing layers of tension in your muscles, calming the nervous system, letting go of any need for control. And I want you to observe your body right now. What are you trying to control right now? What are you trying to be in control of? What are you trying to manage? Some people confuse care with control, and we deplete a lot of energy with that because we think we're caring, being mindful of another person. All our energy goes over there. So take your energy back into your body fully and really connect with where your energy is going at this moment. Breathing. Okay, go ahead and collect your energy. Allow yourself to identify people, places, and things over the past 24 hours that you've been connecting to, worried about, judging, applying meaning to, anything that you've encountered over the past 24 hours. And I want you to gently imagine calling back your life force from all of these wonderful things back into your body. Regenerating your body, re-energizing your body. You are an infinite source of energy. It's not normal to be tired. It's not normal to be depleted. That's just a program that we have because we don't know how to use our energy. Okay, so allow your body to gently come into a complete expansion and relaxation. Breathing. Okay. We're going to start by focusing on the root chakra, shrinking the first layer of the body down to the size of a dime, quieting the noise, moving out of survival into peace, harmony. You're going to go up to your sacral chakra, the sacral layer of your body. Go ahead and visualize shrinking that second layer of your body closer to your body. Very good. Going back up to the third layer of your body, the solar plexus, shrinking that chakra down to the size of the dime, shrinking that layer of your body down. Balancing the emotional body. Coming out of any states of disempowerment, beliefs, into neutrality. Okay, so immediately your body will begin to feel better. Okay, immediately you come into a state of balance. Your brain is in alpha state at this moment. Your vibrational frequency has shifted. Let's go deeper. I want you to expand the fourth layer of your body. Going into the throat, the fifth layer of your body, expanding the fifth layer of your body. Expanding the sixth layer of your body. Expanding the seventh layer of your body. Expanding the eighth layer of your body. Okay. So this is where you're going to access your intuition to see the color of your highest vibrational frequency. Some of you have a color that you're working with for a long time. Use that color. That's perfect. Go ahead and change the color of your eighth body to this color. Okay, this is how we wake up, and we are existing in the matrix in a vibrational frequency that we decide. This is one of the ways to become a sovereign co-creator. Okay. You're going to infuse the seventh layer of your body with that same color, activating your career, love, abundance, consciousness, relationships, family, creativity, money, sexual energy, health, vitality, harmony, joy, and your purpose. Okay, you have to consciously and intentionally be aware of all the areas of your life that you are looking to improve, that you're looking to co-create in. This has to be a daily intention. If you don't live with intention, with a clear intention, then you are a puppet of the system. And you're a puppet of your own DNA, collected traumas that have not been resolved. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go deeper. I want you to pull the most healing color for you from the center of the earth. I want you to pull up a healing energy up into the lower layer of your body, activating your lower chakra. Okay, go ahead and pull up that energy up into the body. Breathing. Okay, pulling up that healing energy up, activating the lower hemisphere of your body, the lower vortex. From source, go ahead and visualize bringing down a powerful cosmic energy, gold energy. You're going to combine with this healing energy, activating the upper hemisphere of your body. Okay. We're going to take a small percentage of that, send it down to the center of the earth, creating a channel of elimination. So go ahead and let go of any heaviness, any emotions. Bring yourself into neutrality. Bring any thoughts of the past or the future out of the body, bringing yourself fully into the now. Okay. You're going to take 80% of that combination, send it up your spine. You're going to clear the upper layers of your body. Okay, just go ahead and visualize that you're clearing the upper layers of your body. Any stagnation, pain, emotional pain, physical pain. You can eliminate down to the center of the earth or out into the cosmos, which essentially it's your own field that you're transmuting. When it leaves the body, it neutralizes. You're going to take that final 10% of that healing and gold energy, and you're going to infuse it into the body now, into the pores, into the flesh, the muscles, the bones, into the cellular level of your body. Breathing, healing your body. Very good. So we're going to begin by clearing these three main points, junction points in the body. I want you to start at your perineum. Okay. I want you to take all your attention down to your perineum. Now, perineum is the space in between the anus and your sexual organ. I'm going to bring up a chart here just so you know. So just go ahead and focus on that space in the very base of your body. And I want you to begin to connect with that part of your body. As you sit with that part of your body, I want you to gently heighten your senses. And as you heighten your senses, I want you to observe the emotions that are there. The thought forms that are there in this part of your body. Breathing, focusing. Every sensation that you feel is important, and I want you to pay attention to it and record it. Take note. Okay. Allow yourself to connect there with the emotions. The longer you sit in a state of neutral observation, the more that will come up for you. I want you to allow yourself to release. By releasing, it means acknowledging. Acknowledge everything that is there. Take your time. Notice how muscle parts of your body tense up or release. As you acknowledge, every time you acknowledge an emotion that comes up, you will feel a release. Breathing. Okay. Now I want you to create a vortex of violet light comes down from the center of the earth. And it's going to begin to enter into the perineum, releasing anything that doesn't belong there. All of these old programs, if you've had sexual abuse, if you've had any kind of traumas, and we're going to begin to release all of the stagnation in the perineum from the first layer of your body. From the second layer of your body. The third layer of your body. Allowing that violet vortex to clear it out. Right now, you're working in your dimensional layers. The third layer of your body. The fourth layer of your body. This might be the heaviest one for many of you. Okay. The fifth layer of your body. The sixth layer of our body. Clear it out. The seventh layer of our body. I want you to go up to your 8th layer of your body, clear the perineum from the 8th layer of the body. A lot of you having nightmares, if you guys are having parasitic ET contact, interdimensional contact, clear it out, the perineum from the 8th layer of the body. The 9th layer of the body. If you guys are stuck in the lower realms all the time, your vibrational frequency only attaches to the lower realms, lower consciousness. Go up into the 10th layer of your body, clear out the perineum from the 10th layer. The 11th layer. This is going to really open up the spinal cord for you. Clearing blockages from your DNA, holographic DNA. Going up to the 11th layer of the body. Clearing the perineum from the 12th layer of the body. Okay, letting go of all of these stuck, stagnant energies that don't allow us to navigate into the angelic realms, into the higher realms, into our true highest aspects of ourselves. Anytime that we are, so when we clear the upper layers of the body, we're clearing all the activity that we do interdimensionally, either in your waking state and in your dream state. Those people that can only see, let's say, entities, attachments, and dead people, okay, people that are stuck in between dimensions, you're only seeing some information, and that's based on your vibrational frequency. So as you raise your vibrational frequency, you're also going to change the way you navigate and access information. Okay. So those of you that have nightmares, it means that you're blocked in your ability to ascend your frequency. And your physical body is always low frequency, but you're traveling out of body. That's how you have nightmares. You're in the lower densities, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But some people, they want to change that. Okay. So as you are in the 13th dimensional layer now, go ahead and clear the perineum from the 13th dimensional layer. Allow yourself to navigate in those higher layers. Very good. So your perineum will be nice open now. Vibrational frequency is flowing through there. I want you to infuse the perineum with love. This is you are transmuting the program of being separate in survival and fear into unconditional love. So I want you to infuse the perineum, and immediately you're going to begin to feel safe. This is one of the fastest ways to feel safe. Infusing the perineum with unconditional love. So much love. Like something that you adore, something that you love, something that you care for, that you're compassionate for, unconditionally loving for. Okay, fill the perineum with unconditional love. And what that's going to do is that energy functions like it's the highest form of conduit energy that seals your field, all in the lower layers. So if you were to see the lower part of your body, when you infuse it with gold, it literally fuses it, with love. You can also do it with gold. It repairs the tears in the lower layers, which means that you're raising the vibrational frequency. So the way that you navigate the lower layers is going to be more compassionate. Okay. Okay, very good. So as you infuse that with love, I want you to begin to infuse your spinal cord with love, profound love. This love that we're talking is not an emotion, but it will feel the way that it feels when you fall in love with someone. Your entire biochemical system comes into full activation. It comes to its highest productivity, highest function. So I want you to have this feeling as if you're falling in love with your own body. So completely fall in love with that spinal cord, infuse it with the feeling of love, the emotion of love. And it's not an emotion, but it will feel like an emotion in the body, okay? You can also, if you're not too familiar with the feeling of love, choose a color that represents unconditional love, and you can fill your spinal cord with that color. So from the spinal cord, you're going to infuse into the nervous system of the body. And the entire nervous system of the body begins to become infused with love. We're going to allow the entire nervous system from the spine to enter into every single nervous system of the body, filled with love. You're going to feel your nerves coming into a state of peace and harmony. Okay. So the nerves go in through the hips, in through the legs, down the legs, braiding down into the toes, into the fingers, into the forearms, into the brain. So this is all of these parts of the body will be completely infused with love. So right now your body will be illuminated. If you see yourself in a heat camera, your entire body is filled with evenly with light. That's how powerful this is. This is how you wake up consciousness of the physical body. So now that you're illuminated here, I want you to go to the chakra in between the heart and the solar plexus. Okay, the chakra in the heart and the solar plexus. And I want you to visualize expanding that solar plexus chakra. So it's going to be first, second, third, fourth. It's going to be the real fourth layer of the body. So in other words, it's in between the third and the fourth layer of the body. You're creating another layer, okay? Go ahead and expand it. And I want you to check into the health of this layer. Go ahead, look around you. What does this layer look like? Okay. Is it broken in some places? Is it torn? Repair this energy center. And I want you to process light through all the openings and tears in this fourth layer of your body. I want you to repair it. Let go of all of the programs. You're going to find lots of programs of unworthiness, not being loved, not being safe to love, not being able to be expansive, not being able to trust yourself. Lots of these kinds of programs. These are core primordial soul programs in our relationship with embodiment and being in the physical. Allow yourself to dissolve those programs. And you might find yourself going into the spinal cord. Remember that these programs are embedded in the spinal cord. So let yourself go into that spinal cord and clear it out. Opening the runways of energy through the body. Okay, focus on the back of your body, making sure that the back of the body is completely cleared and healed, and you can see it completely, not just partially. You're going to begin to feel yourself with more joy. You're going to feel healthier. If you had pain in your body, the pain will be less. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Okay, I want you to go up now into the crown. And we're going to unclog all of the blockages that are here in the top of the crown of the head that block our ability to manifest, to come into high manifestation. Okay, so all of the blockages here in the crown of the head are clearing now. These are programs of not being wanted at birth, programs of not being able to manifest, helplessness, disconnect from source, doubt, especially doubt. Doubt is the number one overlay and reason why the 7th and 8th layer of the body becomes torn. Doubt is a disconnect of the physical and the soul. So we have to heal that. We have to unite that split into unity. So go ahead and release all the core programs of separation that you have in your body. Healing that 7th and 8th layer. Go ahead and bring source light as you go up into the 8th now. You're going to go up to source. I want you to bring down a powerful white light of source down in through your body. And you're going to see that it's easier to pull the white light down through the column of your body. You're going to create a pillar of white light through your body. And the pillar of white light will go down through the body, connecting at the crown of the head, into the heart, into the unconditional love chakra, and into the perineum. You're going to feel really strong in your body right now. You're going to feel grounded. Connect down to the center of the earth. Pull that white light down to the center core of the planet. Breathing. Okay. So as you allow yourself to expand your field, bring yourself now back into the room. And I want you to expand your root chakra around you, balanced state, 6 inches, your sacral, your solar, maintain your heart, throat, third eye. Okay. You guys did amazing. I want to welcome you back. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's such an honor. Dave from Spaced Out Radio, thank you so much for the super chat. You're super generous and kind. And please do tune in on Tuesday night. This Tuesday night, I will be on Spaced Out Radio for our monthly segment of the Spiritual You. So I'm very happy to share that with you, and I hope you can all join us. quickly jumping into the chat for some final questions, if anybody has any final questions. John, thank you so much for joining us. Last night, same thing. I didn't get announcement. Yeah, I don't know why you guys are not getting announcements. Some people are telling me that they are not getting notifications. And the only thing I can suggest is to put on the little bell on the YouTube, that little black bell. I forget where it's located. Let me see. Where is that located? I don't even know. Oh, I guess it's on the subscribe page. If you guys put that you get all notifications, that's the only thing I would suggest. But I do try to put it on my Instagram and Facebook if there's an update like today. Okay. All right, guys, you guys are phenomenal. Teresa, so great to see you. Ice Lily, Jason, thank you so much. Embody Pursuit. Can these meditation practices heal, detox the eggs in a woman's body for women 35 and up? Yes, they can, but you know, that really depends on your agreements, your karmic agreements of creation coming into this world. Okay. So if you're having trouble with your eggs already, then there's a generational blockage in the ability to create life for many generations that you inherited. So that's number one. So you would need to heal that first core program, that karmic trauma about creation. And when you heal that core program, you then have an opportunity to change the patterns in your daily life. So now we focus on the epigenetic aspect. Are we eating properly? Are we sleeping? Are we meditating? Are we owning and cultivating our life force? When women practice cultivation of life force through alchemical practices, they can regenerate and control their cycles, which menstruation cycles, which means that you can also control the egg, right? How you are working with your life force. So this is something that I can advise to do, but we need to let go of all the programs about why it's not safe to create. The age doesn't matter so much as the core beliefs about creation, because those directly affect your biology. They directly affect the egg count, in the same for men, semen levels, you know, and the ability to manifest. Okay. So it's really more about that. I hope that answers your question. Siana Singh. Mama Ren, thank you so much. Love you. Yes, I love how you guys are so supportive to each other. Thank you for doing that. Terrence Latmer, you mentioned the lack of information and how that influences the discomfort. Mentioned lack of information. Can you clarify that for me, sweetie? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Lack of, please clarify that. Teresa, didn't get notifications either. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did send an email though. I did send an email for today. So Mark says, phew, awesome goosebumps spinning and releasing that tightness in my solar. Yes, awesome. Could you give me a quick grounding tip? The most practical and quickest way to ground yourself is by wanting to be in the physical body. Okay. So come into the present moment, and focus on your senses. Okay. So tune in. What are you hearing? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? Practice that rotation until you can do it really fast. And the one that is observing the senses is the observer. Okay. So when you have identified the observer, you are grounded in your body. If you don't identify the observer in that practice, then you have a hard time being in your body. Another thing is identify the senses from the 3 points: the third eye, the heart, the solar plexus, and the perineum. Can you tune into your senses from your perineum? That will ground you and fill you and attach you to the physical. Connect with earth. Your earth is the easiest way to be grounded. Look at the earth. this entire system here that is an extension of your body. So imagine connecting with that earth. Okay. And another way, I forgot, I want to tell you something right now, but it's slipped my mind. But yeah, those are some techniques that I would suggest. Okay. Thank you so much, Janice, for joining us. Janice Kincaid, thank you. Linda, thank you so much. Doug, thank you for being here. Alex, thank you, Geraldine. When I released from the perineum, I felt a release in the toes and calves as well. What trauma does the toes and calves hold on to? The toes and calves, primarily the calf, depending on the right and the left, focus on, I believe it was flexibility about our belief system. So if we're too rigid in the way that we feel about things, that can really cause blockage. So I would take a look at our flexibility in our belief system and let go of the belief systems that are causing limitation in the body. That's something that I would really, really focus on. The lower part of the body is about movement and expansion. Okay. So yeah, those are things. Thank you for that question. Daria, thank you so much. I feel light. Many blessings. Thank you so much, Daria. Is it possible to get the program in April Leo's event? I'm not taking in-person events, Gary, but but we can do a virtual event, a virtual session. What is pain in the lower back and neck significant? Yeah, so anytime that we're trying to find the meaning of pains, it requires a reconnection with the body. So I strongly advise that you allow yourself some time to sit with the pain and identify the emotions that are trapped there. It's trapped emotion that we haven't addressed. And on my website, I do have a little map that is an amazing, accurate app of how we store emotions in the physical body. So I would definitely take a look at that and work with those thought forms. But my invitation is to go into your own body and get the information. Don't look at the picture. Look at your physical body. Mafona, thank you so much for that super chat. That's super generous of you. Thank you. Much love. That's so awesome. Maria says, how does trauma connect with the hip and the lower back pain on the left side? So the left is the feminine. And again, where we are storing that pain in the body reflects programs. So I will put in the chat a link to the slides so you guys can take a look at that and go into deeper meditation. Okay. All right, my loves. Boy, we had such a long session today. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for our continued practice. All right. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.